Conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hope my screen is visible. So can you confirm like is my screen visible? You can see my
Yes,
screen.
it's visible.
Okay. Okay, sure. So let's recap what we have discussed on the previous class. So we have as for HANA system. So it is a R3. It has an R3 architecture, which is we have a presentation layer. In the presentation layer, where we can see the screens, and in the on-prem, and like in the Fury, where you can access the link in the web, and it is the application layer, so where SAP is installed. So for example, it's our workstation, so while we are doing the practice, but and database layer. So database layer is nothing but where data is stored. So in S4 HANA, you'll be running only on the S4 HANA database. So so when you are talking about an S4 HANA system, it is like blindly they are using the HANA database to store the data. Now, so we have a client. So what is a client? So client has how many components? You have user master, customizing, and application. So user master, so all the authorizations for a particular client, so it is maintained at the client level. So if you are accessing, so you have also 200 client and 300 client in development, right? So if you got an access to 100 client, you are not authorized to access 200 client and 300 client. So the credentials and authorization is client, it is different from client to client. And also customizing, so once you do some customizing in client 100, and the same will be not transferred to the other clients in the same system and with respect to the different systems, because the customizing is the client specific. If you want to transfer the data from one client to another client, you should use a SEC1N transaction code to transfer the data. If you want to transfer one system to another system, you should use a different transaction code, which we'll be discussing in the coming class. And after that, you will have master data. Master data in the sense creation of GL accounts and the transaction data. And master data and transaction data also is different from client to client. If you are creating a master data GL account in 100 client, you don't expect like the same would be there in the 200 client, because you need to manually create it. So as we discussed, only the configuration can be transferred from one client to another client, uh, but not the transactional data or master data. Only you can transfer the configuration to the TR, and the transactional data or master data can be updated to LSMW or migration, or any migration cockpit. Migration cockpit in the sense it is a tool where you can upload the master data, or generally master data or GL accounts. Now, so how many systems are there? So we should see like how many systems are there. So I have uploaded a video where you can analyze the system. So when you have appointed as an SAP FICO consultant, so what and all the analysis you should do on the priority basis once you got the system. Do watch that video so that you will understand like how the analysis should be once you are appointed as a consultant. Now, so when coming to the systems, you may have four tier, because you may have four systems in one SAP S4 HANA interface. So let's for example use a sandbox. So sandbox is nothing but a test system for the client. So it's like testing a new functionality. So they will be testing new functionalities. If everything is good, they'll be moving that through a TR to development system, or else they'll be creating the same configuration in the development, and they'll be moving across the systems and the clients. Now we have a technical consultant basis team. So they are responsible for the TR transport. So once you have created one transport in the development in specific client, so you say, I told like in 100 we'll be using by the functional consultant, and 200 technical consultant for development purpose. So both will be doing unit testing in 300 client. So if you want to move the TR across the clients, if you are moving the TR across the clients, you will be using, so from here to here, and also from 200 to 300. So if you are moving from 100 to 200, or else 100 to 300, mostly you will be moving your changes from 100 to 300 only. Okay, 100 to 300. So you'll be doing the test, you will be doing the configuration, and you'll be saving it in a TR, and you'll be moving that to 300 client for your unit testing. After you do the unit testing, if everything is good, now you will be moving the TR to quality. You want to move the TR to quality, you should release the TR. You should release the TR. If the TR should be moved across the systems, you should release the TR. So once you release the TR, then in the QA system, the TR will automatically get imported through a job, or it can be manually imported. And now, if your changes are good, so UAT is passed and the user give the sign off to move to the production, you can move the same to the production. So after that, how to create a new system entry. So I have explained, like when you are joining the project, after you joining the project, you will get the credentials from the client for all these clients in the sense business. You will be getting the business credentials from, suppose say XYZ Limited. They will give the credentials for all the clients in development system, for all the clients in quality system, and you will only get mostly the production access. Once you are in a support project, then only you will get the production access, or else you will be getting the production access through a firefighter ID, where all the activities that you have done will be recorded. So that also can be do, that also the client can do the audit. They will do the audit at the month end and see, like with your FFID, what and all the transactions you have used and what and all the reports you have used. So we should not misuse the FFID. We should use the FFID only for the tickets we have got. So suppose we have got a ticket for an error. So to analyze the error, suppose it's an so if they are releasing the billing, SD billing, they are getting some error. So to analyze that, you can access sales order, billing document, delivery, and the accounting document. So you only want these T codes and also display access for these T codes. So display access for this T codes. So you should only access. So when you are going through the FFID, you will also give a your ticket number. So for this ticket, I am going to use these transaction codes. Apart from that, if you use any other transaction code, that would be audited and you will be questioning. So mostly they will don't do deep audit. So if they do the deep audit, they'll be questioning you why you use the transaction code. You can so for so and so purpose. Now, after that, we have taken an example like Revant has assigned to the XYZ Limited project, and so after that, after the assignment, what Revant should want, like need, first he need the access to the XYZ Limited systems to analyze the systems, correct? So after that, he'll be getting the credentials. I have shown you like how you should add the, how you can add the system. You'll be just going, you will be clicking the create button. So and after that, you'll be giving the description. First, you'll be getting the mail. Based on the mail, you'll be so in the mail you'll have all these entries, so all these variants inputs you will have, you'll be giving the all these inputs and you'll be doing the adding the system, correct? So once you add the system, if you double click on it, so you will get the access for every client, and for every system. In the system you have clients, so for the clients, for the every client you will get the access. You will get the client name, username and password. Now after that, so if you go for a T code, you will have three authorizations and roles. One is display authorization, change authorization and create authorization. So these will be given across the uh, users which is created under the SAP. So for this client, you have user, right? User in the sense this is specifically, this is related to only my username and no one can access this user ID. So that if I am creating uh, any document or something like that, my username is registered there. Now basis team will generate the new credentials to Revant and will share it to him. Okay. So after that, after credentials is added, now we went to the SAP and we have seen the screens of the SAP. So in that screens, so we have described about what all the icons here. So what is this icon? This is a command field where you give the transaction codes as an input. So again, what is a transaction code? So transaction code is nothing but a mask of the program. So if you are entering this transaction code, so I shown like in SE93, you will have this program running behind the uh, behind the transaction code, and after that you will be seeing the screen once the program is executed. Now, so what is SAP Easy Access screen? So in Easy Access screen, like a consultant, so what a consultant can access, what an end user can access. And so a consultant, like he will be do the configuration, so he'll be going for an SPRO where they can access the IMG. So end user is only having the limited access to the SAP Easy Access screen. So if the end user is a AP department, he is an accounts payable department, accounts receivable department, will have someone handling the bank and someone only posting the GL accounts. So we'll have different end users. So for them, the intended roles will be assigned. So some end user who is a AP department don't have access to, okay, let's say anyway, have only access to AP related transaction codes. So you only have access to accounts payable related transaction codes. If you want to access the other codes which he don't have access, like, or else the roles and authorizations are not assigned to that end user. For example, let's take the end user name as user 123. So this user 123 is accessing the transaction codes related to AP. Suppose say FB60. FB60 is a transaction code where you will be posting the vendor invoices. Now, if the so if he try to access this T code, he will get the he can access now. So if you are he is going for FB70, which is to post the customer invoice, he don't have the access. He don't have the access. He will get a message like you are not authorized to use this transaction code. So if he want the authorization for this transaction code, he will go to SU53 transaction code and he will share the authorization screen prints to the basis team with the approval of the user 123 manager. Okay, so if he manager approves, with that approval he will go to the basis team. Boss, this is my SU53. SU53, I'll show the interface how it is. If you go to SU53, here you will see if something is failed here. Here you will see the entries. So this is the authorization. So this is the object. This is a sub object where he didn't get the access to that organization, because for my user. So if you see the parameters for my parameters, so all the default parameter. So all the access I have given. So I have given authorization for all the roles. So all roles are assigned to me. SAP underscore all, you will have the role. So if that is assigned to you, then you have all the accesses. Now, so after this, what we have discussed. So where the consultant can navigate. He can navigate in the SAP Easy Access screen. He will go to tools and customizing in IMG. In IMG, you will be having the SPRO. Once you execute the SPRO, there the consultant will do the configuration. Like I shown you the organization structure, right? There you have the creation of company code, that and all you will be doing the creation and assignments after that. So what is this used? This is used by a consultant to save the configuration, and by an end user to post the transaction code. Where when the consultant is saving a particular changes, a TR will get generated. The TR will get captured, and once you save the TR, that TR can be moved across the clients and across the systems. Now, so what is this? So you will have the back cancel option. So one functionality used for one thing. So I'll be explaining you that also. And after that, so what is this? To find and to print. So this is to move the pages, move the page up and down. And after that, this is to open a new GUI window. So maximum 6 screens in the we will be using in the standard SAP. Now, so now after that, let's see how to make transaction codes visible. How to make transaction codes visible. For example, if you see here, and I'm going to accounting, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, document. So here you can see the transaction codes, right? Here you can see the transaction codes. But when you are accessing the system, prior, like when you get the access and the first time, you may not see these transaction codes. You may not see this transaction code. If you see here, I am just seeing the description of the transaction code, but I am not seeing the transaction code. So if you want to intended to see the transaction code, now you will be going to extras, and you will be clicking on the settings. So let me take a screenshot. So you'll be extras and settings. Okay, so you'll be going extras and settings. Now extras, settings. Here you will select display technical names. So if I don't want to display this picture also, I can say do not display this picture. If I don't want to display all these icons which you have, I can say do not display the menu. Display favorites and end list. So suppose you are seeing the favorites at the top, right? So if I click on this, it will be showing on the end of the transaction. Let me show you one by one what this will do. So now I'll be creating Okay, after this you need to click this display technical names. Now enter. Now you can see the technical names. Now you can see these T codes. Okay, you can see the T codes is nothing but the technical names of the particular description. So you can see the T codes now, and after that again I will go to extras, and if I go for the settings, and if I don't want this, right, I just click on do not display the picture. So this picture will be gone. After that settings, and now display favorites at the end of the list. If I click on that, my favorites will go to the bottom. After that, if I don't want to display only favorites, I want to display and don't want to display all the menu, click on that. So I'm only seeing the favorites, correct? So I am not seeing any other than the favorites. I am not seeing any T codes. Now let's keep what we want. So, okay. So now, so you understood the functionality of the settings, what we use, why we use. Okay. After that, so how to make the transaction visible? This is SAP Easy. This is for SAP Easy Access screen, and also we have for SPRO screen. So we also have for SPRO screen. So in SPRO you'll be doing the customizing, correct? So you'll go to the SPRO and you'll be clicking on the IMG and enterprise structure, definition, uh, financial accounting, define company code. So to define a company code, you should navigate to SPRO and you should click on IMG, and after that you should click on enterprise structure and definitions and financial accounting, and there you have this company code. Without navigating to all this transaction code, like without navigating to all this path, you have a transaction code where you enter, you will be directly navigating to this particular object. So how it works? You should go to additional information. After that, you should click on the additional information. Now you click on the display key and IMG activities. Let me take a screenshot of this. So yeah, for the SPRO access screen, this is the path you follow. Once you click on that path, additional information, display screen, IMG activities. Okay, additional information will get displayed here. So here additional display is the code of the particular object. Now the last four digits, last four digits of the additional information is the transaction code where you can access the particular object. So the last four digits. So the last four digits is the T code in the SPRO screen. Let me show you how it works. So here if you see define company code. So what transaction code we have here? Let me okay. Here you have OX 15. So when I when I execute this company code, I am seeing this transaction. So I am in that object, I am seeing these values where I can create a new company code here. So on a straight way, if I click on OX15 and click on enter, so I'll be going through the same screen. So we use the transaction code. So we either can access through a path, or else we can access the particular object through the transaction code. For example, so n an activity. What is an activity? Create company. So to create a company, either you can access through path, or you can access through T code. Okay, the path would be SPRO, IMG, and after that enterprise structure, and after that definition, after that. So see here, like after that you have definition, after that financial accounting, and after that you have define company code. Define company, correct? Define company. Now, so with the T code, you can use OX15 and you can directly navigate to that particular transaction code. So after that, so in easy access screen, how to find path when you know the T code. If you know the transaction code. So this will be useful to know the path in the easy access screen. So you will be using the transaction code start underscore 1 minute. So the transaction code would be SAP underscore 1 minute search underscore SAP underscore menu. Yeah. So let me open another session. So what I'm telling is, if you know the T code, for example, so I know this particular T code FB50, but I don't know how to navigate it. So so the FB50 is present in the document entry, and this document entry is present in the general ledger, and this general ledger is present in the financial accounting, and financial accounting is present in the accounting. So this hierarchy I don't know, right? I only know the transaction code. Now in the easy access screen, to navigate to this transaction code, what I can do is I can use the transaction code. I can use the transaction code search underscore SAP underscore main, enter. If I click on enter, it will be asking me to enter such text. If I say FB50, it shows my FB50 has two nodes. One node is present in uh, one node is present in accounting, flexible real estate management. So someone who is using the real estate business, they will be enabling that functionality into their SAP, and they will be using this node. So one other than real estate, if someone is using other than real estate, so they can use this node. So it is saying go to accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document entry, and after that there you will be finding this enter GL account transaction code. So you can cross check on that. So accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document entry. In the document entry, I have FB50 transaction code. So like that, you can navigate the folders to find the transaction code. Now, so let me take a screenshot of this also. So here the navigation will be bottom up. So from bottom to top you will be navigating. So from bottom to top you will be navigating, and the transaction code is search underscore menu underscore, it is search underscore SAP underscore menu. So search underscore SAP underscore menu. This is the transaction code. Once you enter the transaction code, a pop-up will get appear. There, if you give the transaction code, then you will be seeing an hierarchy nodes like this. So based on these nodes, you can access the SAP Easy Access Screen folders to find the particular transaction code. Now after that, so how to see the list of TRs that are already created for a particular activity or an object? How to see list of TRs that are already created for a particular activity or object. So for example, you are creating a company code. Okay, so you are creating a company code. You also want to see how many TRs are created for this particular definition of a company code. Apart from you, maybe some other users also creating the same company, creating the new company based on this same node, correct? So now you will be going to the utility and you will be clicking on the where use this transport. If I click on that, I'll be getting the list of TRs who are creating this, who has created the new company code. So these are the TRs where you have all the creation of company code objects in the system. So I'll be explaining you in today's class. So what is the transport request and what is the uses of the transport request? Now, so here, first you will be selecting this, and after that you will be clicking on the utilities, and after that where used. So in this way, you can identify the list of transaction codes that are there for a particular object or the activity. Now let's see. Now let's design the organization structure to create the same in our company code. So how the organization structure should be? First, so we have discussed in our previous class, right? So like you have the company code. Okay. So based on the location, based on the, so we'll be creating the chart of accounts, correct? So if you remember, we'll be creating the chart of accounts for all the company codes. So we'll have different types of chart of accounts. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll be defining an organization structure where we'll be creating the same in our SAP system. First, let's take an example. We have XYZ, XYZ Limited. So we have now XYZ Limited. XYZ Limited is our legal partner, which is a group company, or head office is in. So this is the head office. Now, so within the XYZ Limited, we have two company codes. One is XYZI and XYZU. So company codes. We'll be defining, we'll be seeing like in FI and in CU. So in FI, so these are the company codes. We'll be defining in FI as company codes, correct? And also at the higher picture, level, the XYZ Limited will be creating chart of accounts in FI for XYZ Limited. Suppose say we'll be creating XYZL, and in the controlling area we'll be creating controlling area. In the CO will be creating the controlling area. Controlling area as the same XYZL. Clear? Now what we'll be doing is we'll be assigning, the assignment will be done. We'll be assigning our company codes to the controlling area. Okay, we'll be creating the controlling area, and the controlling area is assigned to our company codes, correct? After that, we'll be having the chart of accounts, and the same will be assigned to the company codes. So both are created and assigned to the company codes. So the first point is clear. Now company codes creation is done. So after that, you will be having the financial year, right? So let me so you will be having the financial year, correct? So we'll be having financial year. So where financial year is concerned, what we'll be calling this financial year as? In FI we'll be calling as fiscal year. Fiscal year. So for XYZ India, we have the fiscal year as April to March, and in US we'll be following Jan to December. Okay, this is clear. And after the fiscal year, we have posting periods. So posting periods in the sense where we'll be keeping the control on the postings of that particular fixed year. We'll be creating it as a posting period variant. This will be created as fiscal year variant. So these are all created at the client level, where is chart of account level, so that this can be used or assigned to every company code that we are creating. Now, so after the posting period variant, what we have? So we have the let's say the currency. So what is the currency of XYZI? XYZI. So which is in India, it's INR. Whereas the company code related the reporting in US has USD. So location, we already told like it is in India and XYZ is in USA. Now, so this currency will be defining it as company code currency. Okay. Later when I am explaining the currency topic, I will tell you what is company code currency, what is a group currency, what is hard currency, and what is an index currency. And now after that we also have a reporting, correct? So when it comes to the reporting, we are bound to report in IFRS, local gaps, and as per local income tax act. Let's take these three reporting. So I'll be creating at the leading ledger level. I can accomplish this IFRS, and I'll be creating this as 1x, or else I'll be creating it as x1 and x2. So these non-leading ledgers, these two are called non-leading ledgers. I'll be creating these as ledgers. So for leading and non-leading ledgers, you will have the different posting period variants and different fiscal year variant for different company codes. Fiscal year variant, posting period variant, and fiscal year variant, posting period variant. Now after that, so I'll be coming to this part when we discussing the leading and non-leading ledger. So let's leave this now. So the definition, let's leave this now, will be coming in the later classes. So after that, so if XYZ Limited will also have branches, correct? So how you will be treating that branches? So how you will be doing the reporting for that branches? For example, let's take branches. We have XYZ Limited have branches. For example, we have Andhra Pradesh branch. So in India, we have two branches. One is Andhra Pradesh branch, and the other branch is Hyderabad branch. Whereas for the USA, for the US, where US is concerned, let's take here XYZ. And in US, I have two branches. So one is New York, New York branch, and another one is Chicago branch. Now, now I have these branches. So how I will be creating in FI these branches as? So we'll be creating as business area. We can create the business area at the branch level, or else I'll be creating the business area at the product line level also. For example, in Andhra Pradesh, we are maintaining cars, cars in India. So cars in Andhra Pradesh, and you also have your company is also manufacturing trains, trains in Andhra Pradesh. So in the same way, You will have cars in Hyderabad, and you will have trains in Hyderabad. In the same way, in New York also, you'll be manufacturing the cars in New York, and you'll be manufacturing the trains in New York. NY, NY, CH, CH. Now, this is defined as definition in FI, in CO. So in FI, I'll be creating these as business areas. Business areas. In CO, it's profit center. Profit center groups. So I'll be creating the profit centers here. Okay. After that, now if I want the reporting, for example, cars. So what are my, so how the cars is performing across all the branches and across all the company codes. So irrespective, I told like the business area is be creating at the client level. So irrespective of the company code, it can pull the data. Correct. Now, so for the cars, I'll be creating a consolidated business area. We also have a concept called consolidated business area. So here I'll be creating cars as a consolidated business area. So once I run a report with this consolidation business area, the report will pull cars AP, cars, uh, cars HB, and cars New York, and cars CH, Chicago. So once executed the report, all the transactions that are posted with the assignments of the car AP will get pulled and it will be shown in the report. So I'll be creating a cars consolidation business area. Suppose say cars C, which is for consolidation business area of the cars. In the same way, I'll be creating for trains also. Trains. So I'll be creating a consolidation business area for trains, so that I'll be getting all the trains data across the company codes. So, or else you can create this report in such a way like you can create one consolidated business area where you can only have this Andhra Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and HP. So that if you call that consolidation area, then you will get the picture of XYZ Limited, correct? And you can also create one consolidation area where you have you have only the NYNCH, and that if you call that consolidation area, then you can only get the report of the XYZ Limited. If you call both the consolidation area, then you can see whole picture of the company. So that is the thought process. So as per the client requirement, you should do the configuration. The client can say like, I want to track Andhra Pradesh. I want to track the Andhra Pradesh train department or Andhra Pradesh. Suppose say we have cars, right? So for cars, I want to track Andhra Pradesh separately and I want to track Hyderabad separately. So for this, he has an option. He has an option. First option is like he can use this particular business area and grab the report for cars itself. But if he want the reporting as a company as a whole, now what we'll do? So for this company, he want all the cars. So all the cars expenses and incomes, so that he can see the cars division is growing or it is into losses. For this, you will be configuring a consolidation business area where you can see whether the particular where you can see the whole picture of the cars for a particular company code, or else a group company also you can do this where FI is concerned. Now, so after this, we have talked about departments, correct? So we have operations. So we have operations, like we have different departments such as production department and sales and distribution department and admin department, R&D, and you have IT department. So you have this many departments, and the cost incurred to these departments, how we can track the cost. In FI, we'll be creating it as functional area, whereas in CO, we'll be creating it as cost center. Cost centers, we'll be creating this as cost center groups. Okay. So why we have two components? So FI in functional area, you can only report, you cannot create the subgroups for the functional area, but in the cost center I can create subgroups. So that is the advantage of the cost center. But for the functional area in a FI, for all the PNL accounts, which is the sales account and expense account, you can create the functional areas, and that same you can be assigning it in the GL accounts. And when you are posting a transaction in a particular GL account, that functional area will automatically populate. Functional area, where the functional area can be assigned at the GL account level and also cost center level. So once you are pasting the GL transaction, when you assign this cost center object, automatically functional area will get displayed, or else when there is no functional area assigned to the cost center, when you are using a particular range GL, for example, in that GL I have assigned the functional area. Now you can use the functional area. Now after that, this concept is that. So after the functional area, now we also have functional area. We have credit controlling area. We have credit controlling area also. So what is credit controlling area? So credit controlling area is nothing but, so one, if you want to control the credit which you have given to the particular customer, so then we will be using the credit controlling area. The credit controlling area will be defined at the company code level, and later the assignment of that credit controlling area to the customers will be taken care by the SD consultants. Okay. Now, so what is credit controlling area? So credit controlling area is an organization unit that specifies and checks the credit limit of the customer, and after that, in another way, it controls the credit sales to the customer. Now, so who will specify the credit limit? The client will specify the credit limit. The value we need to configure, we in the sense FI consultant should configure the value. Suppose say for this company code, uh, the credit can be given by the customer is 1 lakh US dollars. So the 1 lakh US dollars only can be given by across the customers. Suppose the customer, we have customer X and customer Y and customer Z. So customer XYZ should be given the credit in this limit only. So once they have exceeded, So this limit also segregated into client also. So for example, Mr. X should be only given for $2,000. This can be given for $3,000 and this can be given for $4,000. Now the system will check customer level criteria and also the system will check the client level criteria. For example, is equal to this plus this, this. Okay, 9,000. So 9,000 is not exceeded for this particular company code. Suppose I have XYZ for XYZ I have assigned a credit controlling area, and I said like for 1 lakh till 1 lakh, like they can give the credit. So if it is 9,000 now for the customer level also, I have given this credit limit. So for this customer, if I give the credit with the sales orders as 3,000, so now the system will not proceed with the creation of that sales order, because that will be going for a credit block, and because he is giving in excess to the limit, so that functionality, that control is be given here. Now a credit controlling area can include one or more company codes. It is not possible to assign company codes to more than one credit controlling area. So what that it mean? For example, we have credit controlling area 1 and credit controlling area 2. So we have two credit controlling areas. Suppose say we have company codes. This is credit controlling area. So we have company code A, company code B, and we have company code C. So that means we can assign this controlling area to company code A and to company code B. And we can assign this second controlling area to company code C, but we can't assign, suppose say we have company code 1. We can't assign this company code 1 to credit controlling area 1 and also to credit controlling area 2. This company code can't be assigned to two credit controlling areas. A credit controlling area can be assigned to more than one company code. So that is the logic. And so what should be the credit controlling area currency? SAP recommendation is credit controlling area currency should be same as company code currency. So if it is same as company code currency, then the system will work, or else the system will take like there would be a system inconsistency in the conversion. If you maintain so for Indian company code, if you maintain the credit controlling area currency as USD, then the system conversion will take some time, and it will be leading to some inconsistency. So SAP recommend us to use the controlling area currency same as the company code currency. Now let me show you in the system. So if you go to SAP IMG in the enterprise structure, so where you will be defining the company. So first you will be defining the company, and after that you will be defining the credit controlling area. After that you will be defining the company codes. After that you will be defining the business area, which I explained now. And after that you will be defining the functional area. And after that you will be maintaining the consolidation business area. So we'll be assigning the business area. For our example, trains in Andhra Pradesh, trains in Hyderabad, trains in Chicago, trains in New York. You'll be creating that as a business area. and you'll be assigning to this consolidated business area, whereas for all the trains across all the branches, we have created one consolidated business area. It would be a train. So if I execute that, I'll be getting all the reports of the business area also. After that, maintain FM area. So this is something related to public sector. So we'll be just maintaining the FM and we'll be not touching it again. After that, we'll be defining a segment. So this is something where you will come in the, it will be coming in the CO. So that what we can do is we can create one enterprise structure which is related to CO when we are discussing on the CO topics. After that will be, so this is a definement of the profit center, that is also we'll be discussing in when we are going into the CO topics. After that you will have the assignment. So once you have defined, you need to assign it to the company code level, correct? So definition, all the definition would be in the client level. So if I define something, this definition can be used by, this can be used by any company code, correct? Now, so I'll be assigning the company code to the company code to the company, so that the system will understand. So okay, this company code is related to this group company. After that, I'll be assigning the company code to credit controlling area. So we have defined the credit controlling area. So we'll be assigning the same to the company code. Now after that, we'll be assigning our business area to the consolidation business area here. After that, we'll be assigning the FM area to the company codes. After that, we'll be assigning the profit center to the company codes. So this is a CO topic which we'll discussing when we are into the CO. Now, so now this is done. So we'll be from tomorrow we'll be starting the configuration. So now today what we have discussed. Today we have discussed about the organization structure. So how the organization structure would be. So you should again go through the video and see how the organization structure is defined. Okay, so this is critical because so in the normal classes outside, so they'll just tell you uh, like the company code, and they'll just you, so for this we'll be creating the business area and for this we'll be creating the consolidation business area, but we should know why is the question mark. Why means for reporting. So what is, so how the reporting should be as per the client needs. So client will say I want the reporting at this level. So now the consultant should think of how this level reporting can be delivered to the client. Okay, now so here we'll be creating the profit center groups and after the cost center groups. Let's also discuss something about how we'll be giving the segment level. Okay, so segment level. So in the CO, you have the segment, right? So what is a segment? Segment is nothing but the profit and loss which can be determined by a particular segment. So segment in the real time, in the real time scenario, segment will be defined as the line of business or products that the business is delivering. For example, for example, I am like XYZ Limited, correct? I am into two segments. One is car manufacturing and another one is train manufacturing. So I'll be having these two segments. So under these two segments, so I'll be having car manufactured in branches. So particular branch you have the car manufacturing. So that you'll be defining as branches. You'll be defining as uh, so car and train. You'll be defining it as segment. And whereas the branches, correct, you have the branches, so car in this branch, so this I'll be explaining in the detail when we are going to the CO. Now just I'll be giving the clean picture of how we'll be doing the structure for the CO. So now we will have the branches, right? So what that branches would be, it should be profit center groups. So under the profit center groups, for example, I have a branch in the car like account AP branch and Hyde branch. So in the in the Andhra Pradesh branch, in the Hyderabad branch, so I'll be assigning the cost, right? I'll be having the cost also. So how will be doing that cost? So we have this department where we have discussed on particular departments. Okay, no problem. So we have production department, right? Production department, sales and distribution department, and we have IT department. So for that, for this department, I can be showing it under the cost center. So now, if I want to, if I want to see for example XYZ Limited. So I have car segment. Car segment is divided into car segment for AP and car segment for Hyderabad. And for the car segment AP, I have the cost centers. So the cost is recorded here and the profit is recorded here. Now the cost incurred here would be, so the cost center, when you are creating the cost center, you will be assigning you will be assigning, when we are creating the cost center, you will be assigning the profit center. One minute. The cost center will be assigned to profit center. Okay. When you are creating a cost center, a profit center is assigned to the cost center. And when you are creating a profit center, same way, segment is assigned. Okay. So segment is assigned so that when I want to know the transaction, when I want to know the car P&L account of the car division, I can find out it very easily, correct? So if I create the segment as a car and across the plans for XYZL, for XYZI and for XYZU, we have car division and train division. So based on that, I'll get the report of the whether that functional car is functioning in the profits or losses. And also with the profit center accounting, I can also create a trial balance. Suppose for a particular branch. So now here you are going for a car and trade segment, and for a particular branch, if I want to go for a trial balance, if I want to create a trial balance with CO, if I want to create a trial balance, I can create AP branch as a profit center group, and from that, for that AP branch, I can create the uh, trial balance. So in this way, this is one of the CO CO like organization structure architecture. So like this we can define it. So in the tomorrow's class, we'll be doing the creation of company code, company code, and so all the definition parts what we have here, we'll be defining that, and after that we'll be defining a fiscal year variant, and we'll be going for an posting period variant, and after that we'll be defining the fiscal defining the field status variant, and I'll be explaining you why we'll be defining that and what is the use of that, and we'll be defining the same. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys.